everyone, my name is Rohana and I'm the founder of MummyYoga. And today I want to talk about a topic that is something that I'm talking about a lot more, both from a professional point of view of being a pregnancy and postnatal yoga teacher, and the fact that I am now thinking about it obviously from my own pregnancy perspective and what that means to me and my baby and my journey. So sometimes these conversations are so rich these days because of the kind of an overlap and the mix of personal and professional thoughts. They come together. So it's a really nice time for me to be making some videos that mean quite deep to me in my personal journey, but also the conversations I have with you in and around the class makes me reflect on my own experience as well. So the topic I really wanted to tackle today is bonding, and I mean antenatal bonding while you're pregnant. People come to class and sometimes say, I'd really like some time to bond with my baby, which I totally appreciate, and I get that and I encourage that. Sometimes people come to class and say, or they haven't been to class for a while, and then they come back to the class and they say, I really miss this bonding time with me and my baby. So I want to kind of just tease out the more deeper points about this topic that we all, as pregnant women, particularly as modern pregnant women, somehow have to once again navigate through. And the first point I make on this topic is that if you did nothing, you didn't pay attention to your baby, you didn't kind of just went about as if life is normal, but you just kind of happen to be pregnant, which is possible and happens in the breadth of experiences that people go through as pregnant women, you're still bonding with your baby. Just by the mere act of caring and being with someone 24/7 is an act of bonding. You don't have to do a particular activity or be with that state, whether that state is complete awareness of your pregnancy and your baby. Just by doing nothing, the fact that you two are together is a bond. This is a bond that you and your baby have before your baby's out, that the baby actually doesn't have it with anybody else. When the baby can hear your voice very muffled, with your heartbeat, with the flow of your blood, all of these are characteristics of deep bond. Your heartbeat, your blood flow, your voice, your accent, your language, your tone, the happiness that you declare in that tone, the sadness that you might experience, that whole tapestry of experience that your baby is actually feeling is very, very unique to you and your baby. And you are in this together all the time. So, in effect, that's a bond. You know how your baby feels and experiences you, and your baby knows what's going on with you from a almost cellular level. So you don't have to do anything in particular to bond with your baby. You can only do a Google search on bonding with baby and you will find these images of, I don't know why, sometimes it's almost always in yoga poses, but there you go. But, women kind of really holding their belly and being in this space, maybe a trance-like space. Now, I'm not saying those are not wonderful things to do. I mean, we love experiencing our babies in any different situation, but it doesn't have to be this dramatic. And part of the reason why, again, when I have conversations around what's so different about MummyYoga classes and how we do things differently, we never say in our classes, bring your hands to your belly and experience your babies. First, we don't have the narrowness of trimesters in our classes. We encourage women from all the trimesters to be part of MummyYoga classes. So there might be a woman who hasn't started to feel her baby's movement, and there might be a woman who is going to give birth very soon, and she's very, very aware of the subtle changes in her pregnancy. So bearing that diversity in mind of our community, we don't bring these singular experiences. But there's something else that drives MummyYoga teachers to kind of not use such language. Is it belittles the whole bonding. It kind of assumes that you don't know as a mum when to place your hand on your baby. When you as a mum need to be told, hey, you're on a yoga mat, time to feel your baby. That sounds ridiculous. That sounds patronizing. So we don't say that. And you are free to explore that. There will be times when I notice that mums just kind of experience, we do a lot of breath work, and they experience their breath naturally by just bringing their hands to their belly. Sometimes you don't do that. And also that's the other element. Today you might want to kind of really sit and enjoy your pregnancy and your baby and this quiet moment. But tomorrow you might be busy with something. There's something about work that's on your mind. And being okay with that range of... That's the journey of pregnancy. The journey of pregnancy includes the times when you're not 100% with your baby. There's nothing wrong in that. That is the way our lives are kind of woven together. It is only us and our culture and our environment that forces us to judge ourselves and say, oh, have you done your bonding activity today? So I feel that there are two aspects here. The one that I want to encourage any mom or any pregnant lady out here you're watching this video is to just literally shed that guilt of I need to bond with my baby, or this is my third baby, and to be honest, I've got two other children running around, as a lot of you might be in the same situation as me. You might have a toddler, you might have a grown-up child who might need your attention. And then you sit in the evening as the day is finished and you kind of feel the guilt that external people or so-called experts have asked you to kind of go through that guilt of, have you bonded with your baby today? Or if you haven't bonded with your baby today, fill in the blanks, you're probably a really bad pregnant woman. And that's the kind of stigma that we don't deal with in MummyYoga. That's the kind of culture that we are really just wanting to drive that away. This is a space that physiological. If you look at the evidence of how your baby gets you the messages of the world, it is very clear. It is in your baby's and your interest to talk at this cellular level so that your baby knows how to survive outside the womb. So the sounds that you make, the food that you eat, the gut bacteria that you have, which tells a lot about your environment. Are you in a safe, sanitary, hygienic condition? Is your house and environment safe to be in? What kind of food you're eating? Is it nutritious? Is it going to be healthy? Is it plentiful? Those are the real bonding messages. By touching your bump, which again, don't get me wrong, I am not belittling the wonderful feeling. I mean, you will see me rocking gently, holding my belly all day long. So that's not what I'm belittling. It's the act that someone else is telling you that that's what bonding it looks like is the problem. If you don't do this, that doesn't mean you're not bonding. And what I'm really driving at is the bonds are at this deep level are so much deeper. So as I said, it's about the way you speak, the way you're coming across, the stress you hold, the way you feel when you go out for a lovely walk, and your hormones respond to how you are responding to your environment. This is the message that your baby's experiencing, and this is the bond that you're creating. So by sharing your gut microbiome when the baby will be out in the world, by you translating how you deal with stress, as in if you are in a stressful situation but you know how to handle stress without any reaction or just responding calmly, your baby learns that. Because their cortisols and all the adrenaline and all the stress hormones don't go crazy, because yours don't. So there is no mirroring of the stress in your baby's environment. That's the bond. So in a way, you are trying to tell your baby what it feels like to live in the space that they will come, which is your current space. And your baby gets these messages. This is evolutionary, built into the baby's system to take these messages, to make him more robust for his external environment so that he survives. That's true bonding. By placing the blame on women to say that they must do some particular activity to bond with their babies, or when you do something and there's a comment that people make, oh, isn't that a lovely bonding activity? That makes you think, oh, if I didn't do this, I'm not bonding with my baby. And that's the clarification I want to kind of bring to the word of antenatal bonding. Postnatal bonding is a very, very, it's a similar story, to be honest, but it just needs the relationship of a baby that's outside of you. So the information that postnatally you can provide your baby is through slightly different mechanisms, rather than right now you don't need to kind of do anything to send the information. Your placenta, your blood, your hormones, your physiology is doing all the work for you. So I wanted to assure you that your body and your baby knows how to bond, and that emotional bond we create with our baby. So where does that come from? Well, that too comes from recognizing that by emotional bonds, it just means holding the space of your pregnancy, but not having to force yourself to do anything that is special just for the sake of bonding. I don't think that any activity that you might do, like, just kind of even dare I say, even coming to a yoga class, come to the yoga class for all the benefits that yoga give you during the antenatal period. But coming there thinking that this is the only way you're going to bond with the baby, I think that that's the wrong message for a wonderful practice like yoga and antenatal yoga. So I really would like you to kind of just relax into this pregnancy, and when the baby kicks, just enjoy that little thing, and enjoy the feeling that you and your baby are together, and the beauty about this bond is nobody can interfere, nobody can be part of this bond. They are outside voices, and I'm sure my baby recognizes that she has sisters running around, and the sisters come and poke my belly, and I'm sure there is a little bit of this is the family unit I'm entering. And research also suggests that baby systems know whether they are first babies or subsequent babies, because how your body has changed, how your metabolism has changed, how your internal workings have subtly changed since you first had your baby. So just like your pelvis is very different, your pelvic flow is very different, the basic physical stuff that changes after having a baby, there are subtle physiological stuff that has changed when you have a baby as well. Every baby of yours can feel and can almost, there is a mechanism in which they know that they're coming into this family unit, or they're the firstborn, or they have to kind of really fight their way through a lot of siblings. This is very, very in-depth and very built into the old parts of our brain, where at this stage of their baby is the most active part of the brain. So I want you to respect and really get to comfort with this deep wisdom, and I'm always tempted to call this physiological cellular wisdom, which amazing research is now with the technology. We can tell how subtle this information pathway is. So feel free to enjoy your baby whichever way you can. Please don't feel patronized when you go somewhere and someone asks you to kind of hold your belly. Bring your attention to your baby as if you need to be told that. Bring your awareness to your baby as if. So it is one of the most paramount things that we do when we are pregnant. We are 100% tuned in. And the tune out that may happen at a point in our day is a temporary tune out. So the last thing on earth you want to do is feel guilty. And don't let anybody tell you when to bring your hands on your belly, when to rock, when to relax. You know it. Just do it your way. And you are definitely bonding with your baby. Thank you very much. Thank you. And thank you for letting me say something so deep, so personal. And I feel like this, you guys are my audience, and I can be honest and say this is how I really feel, and this is why we do MummyYoga in an honest way, and we don't follow a kind of a set script. So thank you very much.